What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on Tyler's dash. So what are we doing, Tyler?
There's a bunch of cracks up top that we're going to seal up and get ready for flocking it. So this is going to be the first video of two parts. The next part will be flocking it. Today we're just going to fix the cracks, clean it, and move on.
So we're going to take these vents off, and we're going to take off the switch panels and stuff like that on the front. Pop those out, and we're also going to take the padding that's on the front off. What were you doing with that?
We're going to paint it. We're going to only flock the plastic. Leave all the switches the way they were. Tombstone's going to be different, so we're literally only flocking the dash, but taking the vinyl piece off and gonna paint that, and body kind of, well, we'll wait and you'll see what we're gonna do with that. But yeah, we're gonna take all that off, and in order to get to it, we have to take these vents off to get to the little clips that hold it in.
That way we're not hammering the vents with a bunch of flocking material. You turn the heat on and you're getting blasted with flock. So, all right, we're gonna tag team these vents and just a bunch of Phillips screws. And yeah, let's get after it, Tyler. See what we got going on so far. Popped out the all the buttons there. Popped out the two defrost vents.
Oh, that explains why that didn't work.
Pop out the air conditioning and heating vent system.
Yep, explains why the lights didn't work. The power wire was disconnected on both of them. Looks like the solder broke off.
Oh, where did that get connected to?
What do you mean?
The solder just goes into the
solder goes in. There's a solder point right there.
Oh wow, so that's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
Explains why they didn't work though.
And we'll take out the cigarette lighter, USB port thing.
And we're gonna have to figure out how to remove that vinyl. And I'm not quite sure. All right, so.
What are we doing, Tyler? Come on!
We we already went over this, but Justin forgot to hit the record button, so now we're doing it again. We got to remove the lights and the cigarette lighter, which may or may not become a push button start. But for now, let's just remove the lights. We didn't have any of the recording of us talking about painting it.
Nah, because they didn't hit record. So what are we gonna do with that?
So, rather than ripping off the vinyl off the front, it's all adhesive right to the dash. So rather than peeling it off, flocking it, then trying to adhesive it and mess the flock up, we're going to
never can mess the flock up, man. Cannot mess the flock up.
No, because we don't know what we're doing yet.
Yeah,
so
we're just flocking around.
We're all new to this.
Yeah, we're just flocking around.
So we're going to leave it on. We're going to paint it first. Then we're just going to mask it off and flock around it. But for now, we got to take these lights and the cigarette lighter out. So on the side of the lights, there's these two little push tabs, which are kind of a pain because they're really not push. They're just pushed out so that they are a pain to get out. So I'm just going to use a flathead and pry at the side a little bit. There we go.
Now, what do we have to fix on these? You said the solder was broken?
Yeah, you can literally see the solder broke right off of the pin.
So we'll have to fix
so
that
that's
up on
a
both of those.
Super easy fix.
And you'll have interior lights again.
Yeah, it explains why the lights didn't work. I thought the bulbs were just burnt out, but nope, I was wrong. All right, there's the other one. So you got both of those out now. Which we're not going to flock these. We're just going to leave these just the way they are.
Yeah.
Probably take the lenses out, clean them up a little bit. but we're just gonna leave those alone. This cigarette lighter probably won't go back in.
Those are probably usually always a pain. So that's out. Get the lighty lights, all the vents.
I think it's time to start cleaning it up and
spin it around and show us what we're gonna fix there, Tyler.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tip it back. So if you come over here, you can see this is all pretty good. There's a crack right here we're gonna fix. There's a couple cracks right up here. You can see there's one right here. There's one right here. It's pretty bad. This is where it actually bolts down. And then there's a big old crack right here.
Big old Johnny, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
So a couple crack. Oh, there's another one right here too. So nothing too bad. Should be pretty easy fix.
Gonna Dremel those out. Make little channels. Fill them full of some Bondo. So we went with some Bondo with reinforcement glass, fiberglass reinforcement in it. Make it a little stronger. And
now
basically gonna Dremel out wherever the cracks are. Dremel it out and make a channel. That way there we can fill it in and then we can just sand those spots. And then hit everything with our prep spray, degreaser and cleaner. And I guess it's got some sort of adhesion promoter in it too. And then we can flock her. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna Dremel out these big cracks. We got a few that we're gonna work on. Why don't you come in, Tyler, and show? I already kind of just started quickly just to get an idea for it. So we're just using basically a Dremel tool and with a cone so we can get in here and make a channel and open this all up. That way there, when we put our fiberglass Bondo in here, we have a nice wide surface to kind of fill in, and then we can sand it and blend it all in and go on from there. Why don't we show them the fridge?
Oh, we show them the whole garage.
Show them, yeah.
So we have made some changes this week. We now have a mini fridge full of beer and water and some Freskies.
Some Freskies.
In case you didn't know, Smirnoff Ice, Red, White, and Berries are back out.
Fire.
Some Sam Adams Wicked Easies.
Labatt's.
Some
Wicked Easies.
All the good stuff, baby.
We just gotta get some like beef jerky and shit in there.
Yeah, right.
Some like maybe some popsicles. Is this the freezer?
Yeah, it's a freezer.
Yeah. Gotta get some popsicles in there. So, anyway, what else?
As you can see, we brought up another table, so we got a ton of table space. I added some shelving up in the corner, just giving us more room to hide everything. Give us more room to work. As you can see, you know, we've got pegboard everywhere. We've done that in recent video. Behind that piece of cardboard, the hood is actually off of the ground, held up on the pegboard. Not too bad for a 4-pound hood. All right, let's go back to this now.
Get after it.
Held up by jack stands. It's all tubular framing in there, so.
Yeah, slick idea you had there.
All right.
Wear safety glasses. I didn't bring any. Tyler doesn't have any. Do as I say, not as I do.
And it looks pretty good. A nice close-up of the whole thing.
Just want it deep enough just so we can fill the crack in with some body filler. Never done this before, so we're kind of learning as we go. I might take that a little wider, maybe a little deeper. So. So we got everything dremelled out and wire wheeled nice and clean. So we got that one. We got this one here and this one here. This one here was kind of thin, so I didn't go too wide or too deep, but this one's pretty deep. This one I didn't go too crazy on because it was not bad, but Mississippi over here, we went really wide and really deep because it's the length of the entire dashboard. So we got that prepped. Now we're gonna have to mix up our Bondo and clean it all up and spread it out and let it harden. So
first things first, we gotta clean up. Alright, so we're using Duplicolor prep spray, clean and degreaser, you know, blah blah blah. And all we're going to do is we're just going to clean what we just grooved. So we have to do that before we put the Bondo in. That way it actually sticks to it and adhesives to it. And well, here we go.
Always using a well ventilated area, and just so happens garage is open. So
windows are all open too.
Windows are open. Oh, besides the one directly in front of us. But
yeah,
that's fine.
Details.
The old rub-a-dub Lamborghini sitting out there. It actually made it out today. So we're gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna mix up our Bondo with fiberglass reinforcement, and we'll come back then. Okay. So we're gonna open up our body filler. Yummy. Now we're gonna grab our paint stick. Now we have this window open. And whip up about a 3" by half block of this. Gooey. This stuff smells friggin' super strong. You absolutely use this in an open area, otherwise this will knock you on your ass. I'd say that's probably pretty good. This is actually about 3 inches, so stick that in there. It's about 3 inches. So, got the hardener and mixed this up. Supposed to just mix this with your fingers a little bit to work it in, and you want to basically run a bead equivalent to the diameter of it. It's not rocket science, but it either won't dry fast enough or it'll dry too fast, so you want to make sure you mix this up pretty quick. I'm not a professional by any means. You want to just avoid lapping it over if you can, because what'll happen is you'll expose air to it. So you don't want to scoop in and flip it and flop it, because that's going to expose a ton of air to it. That's clearly not what we're trying to do is have cracks in it. I'm going to mix it up. It should be, I haven't used this particular one with the fiberglass, so I'm not sure what the final color is going to be. I'm assuming brown. Yeah, it looks like a brownish green. And we're just gonna spread that out. And we're gonna take our Bob Ross palette over here. I think I might actually switch to, let's cap the, this for now, because it stinks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch to the knife. We're going to come on over and we're going to start with Mississippi first. We got the dash all body filled. What we're going to do is we're going to let this harden up, and in the next part of the video we're going to sand these areas down, and we're going to come at it again with a lighter duty just Bondo. This stuff has got strands of fiberglass in it, and that's what we wanted to really stiffen up that crack and kind of hold that crack in. So we're going to come back in and sand this and then hit it with a light coat of the light duty Bondo just to kind of smooth everything and kind of make it pretty. That way there we can get it hardened up and get it smooth before we flock it. And what else are we going to do, Tyler, in the next part of this?
In the next video, we're also going to paint the vinyl. We're going to get that all said and done.
Bring the camera over and show you guys what we're talking about when we say the vinyl part.
Yeah, so
these are a little quick glimpse of the cracks.
So if you look at the front here, this has got a vinyl, they call it a crash pad, which isn't a great crash pad because it's pretty tough, but we're going to paint this and we're going to flock everything else underneath and everything. So we're going to paint this in the next video.
What color?
White. We're going to paint it white. We're going to do a little extra magic to it too.
Oh, alright.
So we're going to paint it white. We'll probably do a quick clear coat on it, and that'll be the next video. Part 3 will be us just flocking it and then maybe putting it back in the dash. Maybe just letting it sit out for a couple days. We'll see how that goes.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. And you guys have a good day. See you on the next one.